Any more questions in here? So we just doing, yep, Kinfolk, that's his name. Yeah, he was so laser precise. Only thing he didn't do was the Q flips. The Q flips is the 17 months. The 17 months since her husband died, he did it in days, right? But it was 17 months. And then it's we'll come back up somewhere else. But he didn't do the Q flips. The Q flips is critical, right? And then some of the numbers that he was flipping got codes to him. What's going on, Chief Peacock over there, Thunderbird in the house? We see you, baby. Right? So now it's a waiting game, and they've been dragging this shit out for a long ass time. I'm tired of them dragging it out. Whew, shit. Let me see. Any more questions? So the currency, if you have cash, go somewhere and buy some jewelry. You need to be able to insulate the collapse by converting fiat currency into precious metals, primarily gold, silver, and platinum, or you can if you got enough money, you can put them into what we call white diamonds. This is the currency of the future. We going from ain't nothing backing the money to the money backed up like a motherfucker. And some of it is going to be done through the blockchain and the cryptocurrency. But however it is done, it boils down to this. Ain't no more of that credit, debit shit. Yeah, I just told him the queen been dead since the crest fell off the gate. So the crest fell off the gate about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, something like that. That's when she was that's a real announcement of her death, but wasn't nobody paying that shit no attention. Right? So then they use the coming forth of the information in order to put out on a time schedule in order to match up with the numbers. All this shit it's murder by numbers. It's killing motherfucker by the numbers, accumulated other numbers, right? So that's what they've been doing, killing motherfuckers by numbers. See, even if you don't be dead, the numbers is going to tell your demise, right? So a lot of us don't pay attention to the numbers, even the time of day. Like right now, it's 1:37, right? That's ACG. ACG in numbers. Or we could flip it to the 13 and the 7, which is an MG flip, right? But all of those is contingent on other aspects in order to get to the meaning of what they're saying. 13 is the queen mother, 7 is the master. So queen mother flipped the master on the turnaround off the clock, on the tick to the top, right? So all that shit be relevant. Yeah. The numbers gang. Got that right, Janae. What's the main thing to have in place for what's supposed to come? How long we got? So this is the question we're working on right now. How long we got? Maybe others have the same question. Okay, so you got to be able to eat and you got to be able to drink clean water for at least 30 days. But if you could have enough for 60 days, you would be good. Some of the water supply is going to be deliberately interrupted, like in Jackson, Mississippi. And the purpose of that is to declare a national emergency. The reason they need to declare a national emergency is so the FEMA can take charge of the continuity of government. So we talking about a seamless transition from the old system to come into the new system. Right? So that's what that's all about. it's possible that the midterms will be interrupted anyway, because when the Pope pull the money back, look, that's coming in October. The last day of this month is the deadline. And that's, you're going to start seeing, like the week leading up to it, stocks going to start to fall on the market. But all that's artificial now, because the stock market is no longer in the hands of the cabal, nor is the international banks. See, all that stuff has been seized by the people of Earth. So what this boiled down to is we've been fighting a war against some motherfuckers that came from somewhere else to subjugate us and make us the eternal slaves. And we decided that, we don't want to do that slave shit. We tried it, we didn't like it, and we're not going to do it no more. So anybody coming with the slave mentality, because it's been embedded in the culture now, it's so embedded in the culture, you have people calling other people pets because of their skin tone, right? You got people feeling entitled, like they should just get something because they know you. Oh, I know him. I'm going to go over there because he's balling out of control. No, it don't work like that. Motherfucker not getting shit that they don't earn. Yeah, so if Beverly, if you remember, about a week ago, they said that the water was unsafe to drink in Jackson. And then they didn't give them no motherfucking relief. Now, if I was in Jackson, the guy that brought that water maker to Flint, I would try to get about 6 of them on the government's dollar to put them around the city so we can have fresh water in Jackson. But nobody don't think that much in advance. Right. All this shit. Okay, look, the first thing is they going to try to use every scare tactic they can come up with. Anything that can muster the fear of the people. Why do they want you scared? Because when you start being scared, you stop thinking. And as long as you're not thinking, they ahead of you. Somebody has sent a request to join the video. Caleb Mustafa, and they wouldn't let him in. Now I got Tracy unable to add guests. They can't join your broadcast at this time. Ain't that some shit? So they don't want nobody joining the broadcast. Facebook on some real bullshit. Hey, Londa, what's going on? I see you. That's my way back. We go way back. You and me, girl, go a long way back. Yeah. So if we ain't paying attention, we're going to overlook all of these little things, emergency, the FEMA activating events. Because when they activate FEMA in enough places, it'll come out as a national emergency, which in turn will flip the government under FEMA control, which will give it to Raven Rock continuity of government coming out of the Cheyenne Mountains. And that's going to be the opening of the way for us to see what's going on and for us to know who's in charge and who not. Where them boys at, Londa? So long as y'all not paying attention, they're going to exploit that. They're going to exploit everything they can. Wow. And Facebook been on some real bullshit lately. Facebook, Instagram, all of them been on some bullshit lately. Like, I can't even go live on Instagram right now. I've been in Facebook jail for 6 months. It's only my second video coming out of Facebook jail after about 6 months. Maybe even longer than that. And you go back to, let me see, I did a video a week ago. And if you go back to the last one I did on Facebook, way back. So we talking like 6, 7, maybe 8 months I've been in Facebook jail. They ain't even shadow ban me. I just try to go live and they be like, you ain't going live. And then when I go try to find out what the restrictions is, it don't ain't no restrictions. You just ain't going live, motherfucker. The shadow ban was on my other shit where they tell me I could do certain shit, but then when I try to do it, it don't come out. Like right now, if I try to go live on Instagram, it's just a steal. And there's no, I don't even know how they did that shit, but they did it where it's just like they took a picture of me and held that in the place of the video, and the video don't run. So, yeah, I got a lot of opposition. I got a lot of trolls, haters. Big Mama say you ain't successful if you ain't got no haters. You gotta have haters to be successful because somebody gotta disagree with what you're doing, especially when you're trying to do what's right. As long as you're trying to do what's right, it's gonna be always some old half-cocked ass motherfucking under-researched, overinflated ego ass motherfuckers trying to step on your toes and kick you in the back and all that shit. Right? Well, they've been have a lot of antibiotic resistant. A lot of that shit made in the laboratory with the antibiotic it's resistant to is the reason it's resistant. But that's going too far into the science for you to even grasp. Because it has to be exposed to the antibiotic in order to build up the resistance. So they treat it in the laboratory. They'll kill off the majority of it, then they'll let it reculture with the antibiotic present so it can resist antibiotics. This is the easiest shit to do. These motherfuckers been chemical warfaring us since they came over here. If y'all remember, see, they don't like us talking about when they came over here because we ain't even supposed to know we was already here. That's crazy as fuck to me because I automatically know I was already here, right? And I'm still fucking here. They keep telling me these motherfuckers stole our land, but every time I look out my window, I see our fucking land. Get that bullshit out your head. They can't take nothing from you. You don't surrender. You got to surrender that shit. We in a Jubilee year. Close all their contracts. That's a wrap on that shit. So they telling me that they stole our land. But when I look out the window, the land's still here. Where they put it? Where did they hide it? Where they put our land they stole? Who got it? Where is it at? Right? I see it, but we ain't doing nothing with it. Right? It's a universal law called the law of use. The law of use is what they implemented in order to establish some shit called squatters' rights. The squatter rights came about because Lewis and Clark said we abandoned our land because our castles was empty and there was no royal families on the land. But at the time that happened, we fucking 200-300 years into warfare in the Gullah Wars. They call them Seminole Wars. So when you hear us talking about the Gullah Wars, the Geechee Wars, right? The Gullah Geechee Wars, we talking about with the same thing they talking about, but they call them Seminole Wars, right? And they call them Seminole Wars because they say we was an admixture of peoples from all across the land. And I keep telling y'all, soldiers came far away as the Polynesian Islands to fight in the land of flowers. They came as far away as Alaska, and a lot of the castles on the land has been converted into prisons. Y'all don't pay attention to that shit. They converted the castles into prisons because the royal families needed a place to go. And they wanted to lock their ass up so they can undermine who we was and Jacobin replace us as the Edoms, the ruddy red people on the land, the Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, the Gullahs, the Geechees, all you motherfuckers with these feathers. Why in the fuck is y'all wearing feathers instead of gold and silver? Right? So our adornments, they thought we were savage. I don't know how they thought we were savage when the Algonquins went to the Iberian Peninsula and whooped their motherfucking ass over there. That's why they came over here on some get back shit. But we don't know world history, let alone so-called American history in order to put this shit together. When you start studying history from the viewpoint of people in other countries, it changes your ability to see the fraud. You can see the shit so clear when that happened. It's obvious at that point that something is amiss in these so-called Americas, and that somebody here that don't belong here. Out of all of the people over here, it's a small group of people that came over here with the bullshit, and they don't belong here, right? And that small group of people is not us. That's the crazy part. We not that small group of people that don't belong here, but them motherfuckers look like us, but they ain't us. See, we got this thing that we do with each other, and only we do it, right? I get mad at my brother, right? I'm just mad, motherfucker. I'm supposed to be mad. Let me calm the fuck down and we can talk about this shit. They don't do that. They get mad at you, smile in your face, and as soon as you turn around, they stab you in the back. That's their culture. That's not our culture, right? So if we get mad at the sisters, right, and we go talk to mama about it. Mama, my sister won't do this right, and I'm trying to help her, but she keep playing these motherfucking fuck games. Well, let me see what's going on, and mama gonna investigate. And sometimes mama need a little help, so she can say, hey, Pops, come over here, look at this situation with these kids, because these motherfuckers ain't acting right. So now you got mom and pop on the same issue. It's got to get resolved. They don't believe in resolving issues amicably. They believe in kill one of the motherfuckers and just leave his ass dead. So my philosophy is if they try to kill one of us, we kill 10 of them, they'll stop killing us. But we can't follow our protocol because we too busy following their protocol. We can't change the way the game played because we keep playing by their rules with no rule book. We can't keep them honest if we ain't holding them to the rule book that they brought. They told you it was a religion. I'm telling you it's a contract and a riddle. And they call it the Holy Bible, right? And on the earth everywhere. From energy weapons, all this is the chaos. The energy weapons burning up the cities, the heat waves and the 120-degree heat indexes. This is the chaos in the shift in the energy, right? When energy shifts, it creates ripples and waves. It's basic physics. It's just how the energy moves. It's like sound moves in waves. Energy also moves in waves. Well, unless it's a particle. But that's a whole nother story. That's particle physics, double slit, triple slit, all them experiments. But the earth is responding to solar flares. These solar flares is hitting like they haven't been hit in years. They hitting. What's the side effect of that? Well, back in, I think it was January, the core of the earth stopped spinning. Then it reversed back and started spinning the opposite way. Now, for those that was watching for a while, I was saying that the energy grid is inverted on the earth to hold the negative frequency. And this was kept in place by blood magic and science, using science to harness the earth's frequency to make us go into a hibernation, an artificial Kali Yuga, And also we was looking at conjure wars using blood rituals and blood oaths to keep us in these stupor, this hypnotic trance that we couldn't remember who the fuck we was. We couldn't remember that we had a direct connection and link to the earth. And the earth talked to you through harmonizing with your soul off them same UV lights. And earth receives energy to its center from the sun, right? And this energy come back out, and what it took down there with it, all them little stars you see, was the pixie dust, the stardust. And when we hit the core of the earth, we come up and we got to be having a body. So we come out human. The most highest evolved form of the game, right? So the guys come in human form as starlight, coming in on stardust, a whole neutron star as a whole light body,